Hello everybody, welcome to part 2 of our special feature on Glamours. We've sorted out getting Sleja some, set up to do Glamours and dyes, and I thought it'd be good to demonstrate how to use it myself on the stream here. So, let's start with Glamours. Well, let's just start with dyes, what the hell. Dyes are... there's a lot of ways to use both of these systems, alright? Let's start with the ones you can do anywhere, which are also frequently the least common way to use them. Any piece that has one of these little circles, so you look... mouse cursor. See how there's a little circle in the upper right corner of the icon? That circle indicates that that piece is dyeable, and moreover indicates if the piece is dyed, what color the dye currently is. Like, this is a little green swatch because it's currently dyed Nofica green, if you look at the tooltip in the bottom right corner. Similarly, my hands are dyed Albigoat brown. You can take any piece of gear that can be dyed. Now, for comparison, this friendship circle, this has no circle and cannot be dyed. Whereas this has a circle and can be dyed. And you can bring up the menu for it, which is right-click or square if you're on a gamepad, and select Dye. And cool, now we're in the dyeing interface. Terebinth is...
Wait, you're dyeing? Wow.
Oh yes, I'm going through advanced dyeing. Well, semi-advanced dyeing right now. Then we'll get into the really advanced dyeing. Eventually I'll show people how to dye to like endgame bosses and things.
Cool. Have fun.
Terebinth is like a bleach or something. It removes any dyes you've put in something. Or we can go around and there's various dyes in the game. You can see what the piece of gear will look like in them. Lovely red. Several colors for this piece. Now, unfortunately, if you will also probably note the X's next to all these. That indicates that while I can preview what that color would look like, I don't actually have any of the dye items necessary. Like this requires vanilla yellow, which I don't have any vanilla yellow. Let's make something really ridiculous. Metallic silver, yeah, that looks hideous. See, here you could use metallic silver dye or general purpose metallic silver dye. Generally, most dyes only come in one flavor. There's a few that come in two. Here, there's a check mark on this one because it's already Nofica green. See, it's the same what I'm wearing and what I'm previewing here. Now I could apply one of the dyes that I got, say this ice blue dye, and if I hit dye here, it would change the color of the item directly on the item itself. And that's one way to apply dyes. But I won't do that here because, you have to use a dye every time you want to dye an item to look a certain way, and there's a more efficient way. Maybe. Depends on how often you do different things. The other thing I want to talk about is Glamours. So you can, again, bring up the menu on an item, and hit Cast Glamour, assuming, of course, it's an item that can be glamoured, which is to say, assuming it's an item that appears visibly on your character, which is every item except belts. Belts don't appear on your character. Every other item can appear on your character. Well, I guess soul crystals, but they're special. Every other item affects your character's appearance, but not belts. Let's cast a Glamour here. And this is think of this as the old school Glamour interface. This is, what you're doing here is you're directly taking the appearance of one item you have in hand on your person right now, and applying it to another item you have in hand on your person right now. And right now you can see I have a couple of different hands on me. Some of which you might remember getting earlier in the story, and others might be new to you because I just quickly grabbed those while we were messing around, carting characters to places they shouldn't be yet. So what I could do is I could make these hempen dress gloves that I'm wearing right now look like the Hrothgar wrist guards that I started the game with. And if I did this, it would apply the glamour. It would not affect the Hrothgar wrist guards in any way. It would consume what's called a glamour crystal, which is the resource you use to perform glamours. And I'm trying to think. I think, unfortunately, I'm currently equipped. Huh?
I didn't realize you were out front, so I was going to spoil my glamour.
Oh, well, for what's worth, I have so many menus open that I couldn't see you were out here, so.
Well, I'm outside now.
Okay. Let me grab an item that's not one of the highest level items that I already have to demonstrate something else. Here's my old maple wand that I used to wield. If I go to cast a Glamour here, you'll notice that some of the other items I'm carrying are grayed out. There's restrictions on what items can be glamored onto what other items. For example, generally you can't take the appearance of a higher level item and apply it to a lower level item. And you can't take an appearance of, say, like if I had, I don't know, oh, I know, here's a good example. I've got some, I was just not even listing fist weapons here, but I've got a fist weapon of sorts in my inventory. I can't use fist weapons on this character, but I couldn't apply a fist weapon glamour to this because they're a different sort of item. Or, you know, maybe it's an item that can only be worn by disciples of magic, people who wear, you know, who cast spells. I can't apply a glamour for an item that would requires you be a disciple of war, you know, a person who fights with weapons, to that same item. So, you know, there's restrictions on what you can and can't glam, and it'll stop you. Yeah, see, it'll give you an error message if you try to go the wrong way, as it were. But I'm not going to do either of those right now, because I want to show you the newer, more advanced way of doing all this that they added to the game. I mean, all this is before I joined the game, but technically it's newer than the other one. And for this, you're going to need an inn room. Any inn room will do. But it must be an inn room. It can't be a personal residence. It can't be a guild residence. It can't be a squad. Well, actually, I think the squadron might have some. Let's just stick to inn rooms for now. Let's check into the inn. Now, you might remember earlier on, in order to free up inventory space, I stuck a bunch of items in this armoire. And they're still there. I think. Yeah, there they are. But there's also this Glamour dresser next to it, and the name of that probably makes a lot more sense now. The Glamour dresser, oh bother, give me a tutorial about what I'm about to tell you. The Glamour dresser is basically a special, well, it's a dresser, that's what it says. And you can put items in the Glamour dresser. The cost of putting an item in the Glamour dresser is 1 Glamour crystal. Plus, it strips most of the extra information off the item. Like if you have any spirit bond with the item or anything else, it'll remove that information. If it has a name tag saying it was made by so-and-so, it'll remove that information. But what you get in exchange for dumping the item in here, aside from getting inventory space back, is that you can now use that item's appearance freely without costing any more glamour prisms. So like here, I have some items here called the Emperor's New items. If you couldn't guess from the name, they make that piece of gear disappear. So if I go and stick my Emperor's New stuff, also this green beret. The green beret we got for doing the Glamour quest earlier. It is you'll notice it's an item level 1 item, and the reason it's item level 1 is not because, oh, this is, you know, would be a useful thing for a low-level player to wear, but so that it can be glamoured onto any item in the game. Because remember, you can only put a glamour onto an item of equal or higher item level. So by being item level 1, it's universal, and you'll see that frequently on anything that's meant to be universally shared. Down here, what else did I pick up? Bridesmaid's outfit, hempen undershirt, best man's outfit, robe. There went another hands, there we go. There went another piece that's glamour only, post glamour only again, glamour only. I picked up a bunch of glamour only stuff to round out my glamour dresser so I can do this demonstration for you. Normally these items would either be out of reach of Devore here, or would at least be prohibitively expensive, even if he does have access to them. I mean, like, he has access to them, like, all the places to acquire them, they'd be expensive, and some of them are only sold in one city, which is near where we had to go cart him off to in the last stream. Alright. So now I've stuffed some stuff in my... Darn it, I always do that wrong. Now I've stuffed some stuff in here, I could... Let's take the hempen undershirt. I can just... See, every time I put an item in here, it consumed a glamour prism. But now that they're in here, I can use them an unlimited number of times. So I can apply this hempen undershirt if it... Whoa. That's what it looks like on a Hrothgar. I'd heard it was different, but wow. That's very different. The hempen undershirt, quote-unquote. The hempen undershirt and hempen chemise are two pieces that are very cheap, very easy to acquire, that famously look completely different on every race in the game. So they have like race-specific appearances, which is kind of neat. Although does run into some trouble if, say, you absolutely loathe the way they look on your character normally. But the point is, it doesn't cost me anything now. I can apply, I can apply this glamour, I can apply this glamour, I can apply whatever glamours I want, and none of this costs me a damn thing. Because it's in the glamour dresser. Furthermore, I can dye items in the dresser, and then that consumes the dye. But the important thing to note, it's actually, this is dyed. Here, let me show you. Right now, when I put this item in, I didn't even notice it was dyed. Moss green for some reason. What I can do is if I dye the item in the dresser by, say, applying Terebinth to clear the dye out. Oh, I don't have any Terebinth. Well, I'll go buy some Terebinth and fix that later. But I could apply, say, rose pink to it. And if I dyed it, now I could make the rose pink undershirt appear on, me as much as I want, and it wouldn't cost me any more dye, because I dyed the free appearance in here. So that's another way you can use dyes and glamours. The final way to use glamours and dyes is with this button down here, the Edit Glamour Plates button. Glamour plates are very powerful. Oh my, you get the rough card. Glamour plates are very powerful. You can probably guess what they are just from looking at this. They allow you to apply different, a set of different appearances. So I can, throw these on. I can make a set out of them. And this is, again, completely free outside of the fact that it, cost me stuff to put my things in the glamour dresser. But now this is totally free. I can apply dyes to the plate. Excuse me. And it won't affect the item in the glamour dresser. It just dyes the piece on the plate. So, like, now I save this piece. Thank you. And now I can apply this whole set in one go. Like this. Behold. See, the advantage of this... I forgot what that emote actually is.
You better be looking for?
The one where you examine yourself. There it is, examine self.
Yep.
There we go. Now, there's two advantages to this. One, I have this saved, so I can remember that these pieces look good together. And if I get new gear in the future, that gear won't be glamored. But I can come back here, and I can apply this glamour again quickly and just in a flash, put the whole outfit on. And apply it to whatever gear I'm wearing. The other nice thing is that if I, dyed these now, again, I only pay... Whoops. Okay, I didn't mean to rip my pants off, I promise.
What are you doing in there?
If I dyed these now, it would cost me dye when I save this. Like here, let me put some dyes that are impossible I don't actually have here. When I try to save it, it'll be like, hey, you don't have those dyes. If I did, it would consume the dyes to put the dye on the glamour plate. But then, I can use the glamour plate as much as I want without paying any more dyes. So, that's the gist of it. That's cool, right? Like, that's the most efficient way. If you have an outfit you really like or a look you really like, is to, put it on a glamour plate. It lets you kind of organize everything in one place through a really convenient UI, and it lets you kind of efficiently use your glamour prisms, which are not cheap, and your dyes, which can be ranged from incredibly expensive to dirt cheap, depending on the color. Yeah, it lets you be efficient. So, that's... Oh, the one other thing... Right, how could I forget? Anything that's in your armoire can be freely applied as a glamour as long as you use a plate. Like there, I'll give him... I'll give him the weapon from Final Fantasy VIII. There we go. See, that's why putting things in the armoire is useful, because the armoire has unlimited storage, it's free to put things in the armoire and take them out again, and you can use them for free. You can glamour with them at 0 cost, no glamour crystals whatsoever, as long as you put them on a plate. Any of these work on him? Whoa, that one actually works. Right, sure, why not? Going nuts with the... Okay, that looks better. Okay, not bad. That's him just playing around. You probably don't really want that. But see, it's costing me nothing. I put these in the armoire for free, and I can use them in glamours for free, and that's the power of items going in the armoire. The problem is very few items can go in the armoire. They're very, very selective on what can go in there. Honestly, there's more than a few items that I think should go in the armoire that don't fit in the armoire. They also kind of have a history of forgetting to put mark items as being able to be put in the armoire, and then later, changing, because they're like, oh, right, we meant for that to go in the armoire. But it's so useful and so good whenever you can put an item in the armoire. Yeah, discard all changes, whatever. There is a limit to how many glamour plates you can have. It's 15 right now. Oh yeah, there's also this, which is the Mass Dispel UI. Glamour Dispellers are like Glamour Prisms, except they're cheaper. Or at least they're easier to get your hands on. They're not necessarily cheaper, but like Glamour Prisms you can't buy in a shop. Glamour Dispellers you can buy in a shop. And basically this is just a way for you to say, like, okay, well, what if I took, say, this part of my glamour off, left this one alone, or what if then you can mass dispel glamours. Dispelling your glamour just means getting the glamour off the item, basically. Here, I'll mass dispel this whole thing that we've got going on right here. Boom! I've undone this entire tutorial. Huh. Interesting. I've never noticed that before. Hey, have you ever noticed that if you glamour an item and then dispel the glamour off of it, it strips the dye out of that item?
No, I had not.
Yeah! All my gear's undyed now. It was dyed from when I got it from the quest reward, and then I was playing around with glamours here just to show it off, and now it's all back to default colors.
Interesting.
I guess it can't remember 2 dyes. It can only remember the dye for the glamour or the dye for the item.
Huh.
Now, it's not the end of the world, but it is kind of a shame because I didn't actually hate my old appearance. And some of those dyes they've used on them are actually rare dyes.
Yeah.
Oh well. Water under the bridge. It's time we came up with a glamour that looks good. What the heck?
All the more reason to come up with something that looks better.
Yeah. Alright, let's get our naked Hrothgar ass out here. Oh my.
While you're doing that, I had to retreat to my in-room because I attracted the attention of an RP Lollafell that decided I was the most gorgeous thing on the planet.
Oh my gosh.
So, yeah.
Wow. Such unexpected, possibly unwanted attention.
Yeah. Like I said, every time I roll a character here, for some reason...
Just the prettiest damn thing the world's ever seen.
I guess it's a gift.
I mean, some people would say that that's much easier to pull off with them, with the Viera, but...
I say, I wonder if all Viera get this level of it, or if I'm special somehow.
Yeah, one thing you'll notice, it doesn't cost any dyes to just play around on glamour plates. And in fact, you can use dyes you don't have, just so you can be like, you can set up a shopping list this way. It's like, okay, I want the outfit to look like this, and, okay. Now what do I need? I need some Roland Berry red, I need some, this color, that color. Sorry to abandon you to the, tender mercies of the, public.
Yeah, worries. It happens. It's a long weekend.
A terrible look, but I don't have any of that dye.
I'm gonna close this window though, because it's actually getting chilly now. I know I was just complaining about it getting hot.
The big window in the back is open too, for what it's worth. That's probably part of why it cooled off so fast. It's only just starting to cool off back here, unfortunately, because the wind is blowing from your end of the condo to this end of the condo. But I'll try to endure. This would be a great place to ask the stream what they think, but I'm pretty sure it's just you.
Yeah, as far as I know.
Yeah, we don't have anything suitably robe-like, you know?
Do you want to wear a robe?
That's kind of what I was thinking, but... Okay, there's the hempen... Oh, right, this is a restriction. Gear that has any damage to it cannot be put into a Glamour dresser. So here, I'll have to run outside real quick and repair my gear if I want to, say, use any of these things in this Glamour. Thankfully, there's always a mender right outside any inn room. Do they have a better ring already? I'm sure longtime players are screeching about using vendors to repair items instead of doing it yourself, but, you know, I'm a level 15 conjurer, level nothing anything else, I don't have that option. If you get to be a good enough crafter, you can start repairing your own gear.
Evidently. I've never looked into this, then I feel slightly silly for not having looked into this because it sounds like it's a major thing.
Mm-hmm. What the heck, since I'm not planning to level any cross classes right now, I'm just going to go ahead and throw my newbie gear that I'm done using in the Glamour dresser too. At least the ones that I think I'm likely to use for a glam. It's a waste of Glamour prisms, of course, if I later have to pull them out because I wanted to level something else, but for now, it should be good. Damn it, I always do that wrong. What did I tell you guys in the beginning of the stream? I always get that wrong. I always close the Glamour dresser when I'm trying to move back from the insert item into Glamour dresser window to the main window, because for some reason I think B should go back there, instead of closing everything.
I suppose I didn't send myself a weapon to glam properly. Still stuck with the newbie bow. Not that it looks bad exactly, but
There's not a lot of, like, glam-only weapons, so you probably wouldn't have had much choice beyond actual newbie bows anyway.
yeah. Just mob station stuff, and even that's pretty limited.
Yeah. There's not a lot of weapons that are just for visual purposes. Oh, that looks hideous. Yeah, not bad. I'm sure it won't compare to whatever you've got going on, but I've done worse.
Excellent.
I've done so much worse.
A lot of glams just evolve over time, too.
That's true. I've only got a few pieces to play with here. It was sorely tempting to just stick him in the best man's outfit, honestly. Hrothgar wears suits so well.
I can imagine.
There's like, seriously, a Hrothgar in a suit as a dancer dancing is truly something.
Nice.
Now it's warning me that this will consume the following amount of dye. And I'm like, you know what, I'm okay with that. Oh, wait, one more thing I should test. Show all equipped gear. This allows you to see what you're currently wearing that will show through. Like, I'm not glamming these rings, for example, so they're gonna appear like this, and if I had my hat on, it would look like that, but I'm gonna leave that off. Oh, and there's the necklace I'm wearing, which, yeah, doesn't look too bad. Matches this ring. Alright, I'm gonna run with this. Now that it's saved, I can apply it for free, and boom! Look at me now. I hope you like it, dude. We'll keep working on getting you more interesting looking stuff as time goes on. For now, we should probably head out and go see what Slisha has gotten herself up to, aside from attracting the unwanted attention from amorous Lalafels. Oh.
I mean, at least give me, like, Catboy or Nelizin or something.
Yeah, you're really not into Lalafels, huh?
Yeah. I mean, they're not actually as kid-like as they look, and it's a kind of major plot point, honestly, but that doesn't mean I'm into it.
Fair enough, hey, to each their own. Yeah, this game loves to play on the whole, like, they look like children, but they're actually 3 feet of condensed bastard.
Yep.
What would you call that? Irony, I guess. Hmm?
That was someone's quote once, and it just hilariously stuck because it's so perfect.
It really is. 3 feet of condensed bastard. They're invariably the horniest people in the room. Too. Alright, well, I don't see any... Ah, there you are. Hey, nice job.
Yeah, there you are. Yeah, nice job yourself. I like it.
Oh, thank you. We actually came out looking kind of color similar.
Yeah. Why is it making me target everything except you, for fuck's sake?
Here.
There.
That works too. Hmm? Very nice. Great job. The bow actually looks good with it, I think.
It does. Should always be careful in that pose, but whatever.
Pardon me. Clap, I meant clap.
Now I have a palette of emotes too, so I should be a little faster in the draw.
Oh, nice. You spent time putting together a quick list of emotes, huh?
Yep.
I think I still not bothered to do even on my main character. Oh, cool, you have binoculars.
Yep.
Is that the chess piece I was just saying earlier? I didn't realize it was ladies only.
I'm pretty sure it is, yes.
Oh, what a coincidence. Must have taken some self-control to, like, not say, oh yes, I know that for sure because I was just messing with it.
Yep, yep.
Nice. The headdress looks really good, too.
Yes, I love how that worked out.
I mean, there's so few headpieces that even work on Viera, and that one works really well.
If my hairstyle doesn't completely mar the fact that it's got a gem in the center.
Yeah! Just thinking that. Looking good. Nice job.
Thank you.
I won't examine you and give away the secrets of your glam, but...
No, feel free, I don't care. I don't own it.
Oh, okay. Sure, so you've got your wrapped maple longbow. Your head is a Hovnarian headdress.
Yep.
Jacket is the Expeditioner's Tabard. Yep. Dyed snow white on both counts, I know.
Yep.
Hands are Emperor's New Gloves, so blank.
I totally forgot to give myself gloves, but this is fine. It
Yeah.
won't show up.
Bridesmaids tights, not that you can actually see them hardly at all.
Yep.
Through those boots. The examine window does shove off a bit of the undergarment part of that, but
Yeah, it's fine.
almost skin thigh boots. I didn't realize those were a glamour item.
Yep.
Huh. Oh,
Actually, I had
good.
to pick.
Ooh, nice. And then I'm guessing you glammed off glammed off, i.e. replaced with the Emperor's new piece so that it's invisible. Everything else?
Yep.
I mean, the bracelets probably wouldn't show up with this shirt anyway, but...
Likely. Finally got that glowing earring off, though.
Yeah, that was... The aetheryte earring is a really useful piece. That's the kind of thing that Svrojurim, or whatever her name was complaining about. Lots of function, no form. I'm still wearing mine, aren't I?
I mean, it's very pretty, but it's, like, so loud compared to everything else.
Yeah, especially at low levels. Like, at higher levels, you can get other glowing pieces if you really want, but... I'm just gonna go fix this real quick.
Okay, have fun. Stand out here and hopefully not run into any more Lalafell.
We'll try to be very quick. I just remembered. Damn it.
The nice thing about this chest piece I have is that it's usually very underlooked because I guess a lot of people don't know what to do with it. So,
really?
It's always dirt-ass cheap and nobody wants it, which means it's free for me to do whatever I want with.
Nice. It was decently expensive on this server, so you're lucky you bought yours on our home server.
Nice.
Alright, well. And that's it for glams.
Yeah. We are thoroughly glammed.
Yeah, we no longer look like newbies in mismatched armor.
I don't know about you, but I have another class quest.
Oh yeah, so do I. I'm gonna real quick interrupt the stream though, so I can so that it shows up as a separate archive, and so I can update the name of the stream. So right now it's the Glamour Spectacular or something like that.
Oh, nice. All right.
But then, absolutely, I will go also do my new class quest.
Good.
Alright. Folks, we will be back in just a moment, but since I think we're the only ones here, hopefully no one will whine too much. Be back soon!